Hey, what's going on? Yes, the Suburban needs a wash. She definitely is dirty. And if the contractors had known what they were doing in the first place over across the street from our apartment, they wouldn't have to dig up the new sidewalk that they put in. But they've been doing it in sections now, and I don't know if they're running cable or gas lines or what. But whatever they've been doing, it's uh, it's all tore up. So, how's everybody doing? Let's see if we can get this video made. I still have to put it on YouTube once I get it made. So, long story here, a couple minutes. I'll cut it short. Health wise, August, they said I'm in remission for 3 years now, which remission starts the day after surgery, I guess. So, the chemo and radiation don't seem to count as a kind of a neutral or stopping point or extending, saying you still got cancer until whenever. Anyway, so the cancer's in remission. I just had a port flush today. The plan for today is this nice 70-something degree day, little breeze. And the plan is to get the Suburban washed, which really makes no sense because it'll just get as dirty as it is now in another week. But I don't know. I don't like leaning up against it and having my shirt be all dirty. So it's actually up and running. The water pump and a fuel line issue. I still have a fuel filter issue that has to be taken care of, but it drives. So that's the good thing. I got plans for getting a business started. If you haven't heard me in one of my little talk sessions or Facebook. Oh, by the way, you can get Jimmy Fizzy either YouTube or Facebook. It should take you to me. So if you put my regular name in, there's another guy down in California that has the same name. So the only difference is our middle initial and whatever. He's a little more successful in life at me than I am. But I'm making a good go of it now. I got my second chance here, and the last 3 years have been the crappiest. You probably don't even want to wish it on anybody. Even your worst enemies, you wouldn't want to have happened. What I've gone through in the last 3 years. But anyway, Suburban's doing good. We're trying to work on that. My health is okay. I'm still not 100%, but I don't even know what 100% would be anymore. I got my limitations and stuff. I got my Y membership. I'm going to start going there. I put on like probably 10 or 15 pounds, and that's because of what I've been eating in the last month or so. So the gym membership and nutritionist at Evergreen, she's been working with me now. She's going to get me started on some different plan so that because I don't eat that much anymore. I only eat once a day. So sorry about any of the traffic noise behind us here, but that's just with the territory where I'm at. Just kind of a isolated place where I don't have to worry about someone driving directly up to me or around me or whatever. I suppose I could find a better place to do this, but I'm kind of happy doing it right here. It's not my church, but I'll give them a plug. If you're looking for a church in the Kirkland and Bothell area, it's the East Side Foursquare Church. I don't know if you could see that, but that's kind of where I'm at. Give them a little plug. If you're looking for a new church, give them a try. I mean, I've got one church, but my sleeping hours, by the time it's, and we all thought, oh, great, 11 o'clock in the morning, you should be able to get up and make that. Well, if you go to bed at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, then that doesn't exactly work. So I'm still working on that. As far as my plans and goals and stuff, I've got my little business secondhand store plan. The is there any music? Yeah, it's still playing. Moody Blues, but I unplugged the music. Moody Blues, Children's Children. I just got the CD, so that's what I'm kind of the mood I've been in. If you know that album, what is it? Oh, the I'm working with a nonprofit in South Seattle that's going to help me get my business plan and show me how to write things up and make my dailies and all this good stuff. Anyway, business related stuff, basically from nothing to something, and I should be able to get the some of their backing, I hope, and they'll. I gotta learn how to hold the camera out a little bit. Should get me a stick. Yeah, I'll get my secondhand store business started. If you have anything to donate, I'm more than happy to come by and pick it up. Can't be any real large stuff right now, but anything smaller that's still usable or whatever, if anybody wants to donate stuff like that. Because as many times as I can go to GoFundMe or Patreon or anything like that, I have those accounts, and they've just been kind of stale for the last 2 years. Because I think what it comes down to is who you know and how their situation is. So people that are well off or have a lot of friends that are well off, then they tend to have bigger donations and whatnot. Anyway, it's a real screwy way things work. But so far, Mary, the funeral and the cremation are paid for, and I'm working on the actual space. I had some pictures posted on Facebook. When and if I will eventually get a GoPro and actual get a editing hardware or whatever, an app. Get the I'm starting to lose my mind here. Get the editing app, and then we can start making some better YouTube videos and keep everybody up to date on what the business is doing. And I'll probably isolate it off on another channel. And so far, it's been positive that I should use Mary's. She wanted to do gift baskets, and the gift baskets don't have a lot to do with. Well, they do, but the secondhand store side of it, it would have to be gifts chosen for you, and then something like secondhand Jims or secondhand Jimmy for the for doing the collections and antiques and secondhand, new and used, whatever I come across. And it actually will be new stuff, but it'll be old stock or probably just things that places are closing out. If there's a closeout on something, or when you go into Costco and see the last pallet of shoes of the odd sizes and things like that, I may eventually come up with getting stuff like that. I've talked to QFC about getting pallets of water, so that if I go to an event, at least I could sell water. Everybody pays $1 for water, don't they? Huh? How can I lose? I would think I wouldn't lose, but somehow I figure the way my life's been going, I'll find a way to lose money on that deal. Anyway, that's a bad thought. We don't think bad thoughts anymore. It's all positive stuff. Get the business started. Maybe eventually I'm going to be able to take trips down to Phoenix. And I like Phoenix ever since the first time I went there. I haven't been there since they put the new trolley cars in, but that'll make it a little challenging on the drive. It's a lot population-wise. Seattle and Phoenix are both grown, so that'll be a little different. But the swap meet down there, Swap and Save, or it's at the Greyhound racetrack there, either South Scottsdale, Southeast Phoenix, at the Greyhound racetrack, and kind of I don't know if it's bordering Tempe or what it's bordering, but the college isn't too far away, I guess. One college is. Some colleges down there. but that's probably one of the largest swap meets I've ever been to, and I really enjoy just, they've got it all tarped off so you're not in the sun, and it may get hot, but you're under cover and you're not going to get burnt. And it's been even if you don't buy anything, it's just nice walking through there. But then get stuff down there at the trading post in Old Scottsdale, and do some business with a couple of the shops down there in the summertime or our winter time. And then in our summertime, be up here garage sailing and getting things that maybe I can sell at the swap meet down there. Swap meet up here would probably be Monroe, and then maybe if I can get into the Tulalip, but I don't know how that's going to work. And then if I find the time or make the time, I'd like to make my little Christmas trees, and then maybe have a late summer go to one of, I don't know, the Fremont or something. They always kind of seem a little bit on the booths or something that people make stuff, and I don't know if I can make some baskets and Christmas trees and little things like that. Maybe I'd end up with a booth at one of those flea market fairs, Fremont, University District, something like that. I can't think of a whole lot more other than far off in the way down the road as far as having long-term goals. Of course, a house and a garage and all that kind of stuff would be cool. But aside from that, stuff like self-protection and things like that have come to mind, and I'm thinking of either learning to do some shooting or do some fencing. I'm kind of interested in that. And as far as car projects go, we've got the Suburban for the business. I'm going to have to get something small that I can just cruise around in that doesn't eat a lot of gas, which this isn't so bad. It's getting about 17 average. It sounds bad, but for what it is, I'm doing really well. Then the long-term car project, though, I got a 66 Corvette in my mind for that. But lately I've gotten all the books and everything. I don't have all the books, but what books I have. And I start looking at cost of parts and interchanges between Corvette and Impala and Chevy in general. But there are some interchanges and makes things a little bit cheaper. It's just going to be a pieced together project. And as I come across this stuff and can afford to do so, I'll put the Project Corvette together, and at least I'll have that for a toy, I guess. If I can get to a point to afford a toy. If I have a toy, I'd like to stick a nice engine and tranny in this thing. It's a 4x4, but I'd like to keep it the appearance that it has and maybe beef it up a little bit. That would be a toy. Other than that, I think we're good. If you have any questions, comments, put them down below. Somebody knows how to get that Patriot emblem from Patriot onto my YouTube videos. That would be a big help. But actually, main concerns right now, this should be paid off March of 19, and at that point I have to get tires for next summer. Winter, whatever tires that all around seasonal tires that'll work in snow and rain and crap. So more than likely I'll be running around on some sort of either seasonal or not snow tires, but just an all-around weather tire. These are 20-inch wheels. If anybody comes up with anything, if you're getting rid of a set of tires that'll fit 20-inch, I don't even know what. I know they're 20-inchers. But I'm going to be looking for some tires. If you know anybody that'll have some for sale about March or something, right now I'm just kind of buried between the funeral cost and the water pump cost and this cost and that cost, and just SSI disability just doesn't pay what you need to get by. I mean, there's people working on less money than I have, and they're making it. So I got to quit having projects like this water pump deal. They just interfere with the whole plan of everything. Anyway, enough of that complaints or whatever I'm doing. I'm going to close, subscribe, and see how I'm doing. Comment, suggestions. We'll just keep it to maybe stuff that I should do for the secondhand store and everything, because that's the main goal right now, is to get the secondhand store going and eventually get out of housing and have my own place that I can accumulate stuff. Worst case scenario, instead of renting a storage every month, I'm thinking a cargo trailer big enough I don't want to get too big. I mean, if I get too big, it's going to cost me more to store it. And if I'm going to store it, I might as well store it in the trailer, because that's where it's going to be to go wherever I got to sell it. And that money-wise, I'll be getting something at the end instead of having to leave an empty storage locker when I get done through paying for it for a couple of years or whatever. But Suburban will handle it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Any questions or comments, just leave them down below. And all your trolls, if there's people out there with bad comments or whatnot, you're just going to get deleted. So if that's what gets you off, to say some bad comment about something, and I'll delete you if it's not a positive comment, or if it's a mistake or something, if you misspoke or tried to explain something and it didn't come out right. I don't know. We'll see. But for now, just going to close and wish everybody a good day and happy week, and take advantage of this nice weather and get out and enjoy it. We'll see you later. Only noon.